to join Michael and I on this beautiful sunny morning here in Devon, following the servicing video that we done the other day where Mike went through in detail about servicing a tractor. Now, I asked in those comments for you to let us know, is there anything that you'd like Mike to divulge his wealth of experience over the last, 100 years, Mike, on the Spanish?
My experience would be, don't do this job. Go into someone nice and easy.
If you hear banging behind us, it's because the wife and Molly are knocking a wall down. So yeah, we'll just pretend that's not happening. So anyway, we asked in the comments what you'd like to know from Mike's knowledge and experience. And one very apt and very time-worthy comment was from another Mike, actually, there's two of them, was regards to how do you prime diesel engines if you run out of diesel, or how do you start them if they run out of diesel? Are there any tricks, any tips you can learn from? So we're going to now turn the camera around so Mike can go into detail about how many different ways there are to do it. Because this tractor, and I say it's time worthy, is because I drove it out of the workshop the other day and there's a bit She is pretty much out of diesel, so it's perfect timing. Right, now with the banging in the background distracting me, we'll hand you over to Mike.
I've actually run out of diesel and just a fuel blockage would be the first thing.
Oh yeah, it might be a fuel blockage, you're right, Michael. I thought you just serviced it, surely, you're never going to get a fuel blockage for 3 years after servicing it.
Not if you don't use them.
But I suppose, when you run out of diesel, the first trick would be to fill it back up with diesel, I guess.
Well, yes and no. Check that if you've got diesel in the tank, then there's something other than running out of diesel, so you've got a fuel blockage somewhere. So then you've got to try and find your fuel blockage. You have got an inlet on. There's various different ways of running a diesel system. This one just happens to be, they've got injector pumps and injectors up there. Others will have a DPA or a rotary pump. Others will have a sim style inline pump. But basically you've got to get fuel from your tank into your engine to burn it. So some things will be common. So this one is fuel tank, which is below the height of the injectors and that. So you need a pump. More modern tractors will have electric. This one's got mechanical.
So I guess on like something like a Ford 40 series or something where the filler cap was at the front of the bonnet, that would have a gravity fed tank, would it?
You'll still have a pump, but the thing is with anything that's below the level of the injection pumps and that, you're relying on lift pump valves to keep the diesel in there. So if you've left your tractor for, I don't know, a couple of months or whatever it is, or even if it's really bad, a week, and you come to swinging over and he's just swinging and swinging and swinging, and there's no smoke, because you have a look at the chimney and see if there's any smoke. And if it's below the level, then it'll tend to drain back, so you've not got any diesel there to start with. If you've got a tank that's above the level, it's not quite so much of a problem, because it'll always be trying through gravity to run itself through to the pumps. So on this one, you've got an inlet. Somebody already had problems at some point in time, so they've retrofitted a filter, inline filter. I prefer a clear filter, because then you can see if there's any water and rubbish getting in there.
Did we not have one the other day? Because we were going to replace that one, weren't we?
No, like I
it's
said,
on order.
If Ryan was here, he'd have been there, wouldn't it? But anyway, he's on order. Well, that's the store's favourite excuse for everything under the sun. You go in and ask for a bolt. Oh, he's on back order. Anyway, that's by the by. So you got an inline fuel filter. That's on your suction side. So for argument's sake, if your pipes had got perished or you haven't got a very tight connection, all the diesel from there on would run back into the tank. So that poor little lift pump can't pump anything.
And where's the lift pump here? Sorry?
There. Various different types of lift pump. This one's that style. Others are good old-fashioned ones. It's just got the little lever on the side, cam lever on the side. So before that, you may have got a little bit of a gauze filter in the tank. Anyway, it comes up here, it's drawn to there, pump from there up to your fuel filter. This one's only got the one fuel filter. Some others will have dual filters, water traps, and all the rest of the performance. There's this old style injection system, not the more modern common rail, so I won't worry too much about the rest of it. You have got a little bleed nipple on the top, which somebody modified. They put a little DPA pump style one on there. So once it gets up to there, it then flows down into your injector pumps. This is just a common line to feed all the pumps, but most times you've just got one pump. So from there, it's pumped under eye pressure up into the injectors, and then from the injector, squeezed into the engine. So usually, if you push the lift pump down, you'll feel that you've got a bit of resistance, so you know there's diesel there. If there isn't, if it's easy going up and down, you think, well, either you have run yourself out of diesel and your gauge is lying to, or you've got a blockage somewhere further back. The quick fix for the blockage would be the undo your suction pipe.
Which one's that, Mike? Sorry.
That one there.
Yeah. So the one coming from the tank.
That's it, and blow back the line. That's just a quick cure, for temporary cure. You have to do something to clean the cack out your tank and make sure whatever you store in your diesel is you've got a clean tank. Biodiesel's one of my things I hate. I just don't like the rubbish. It absorbs moisture, bugs will grow in it, and you get sludge and crap and all the rest of it in there. If you don't use a tractor very much, don't keep very much in store. Keep the minimum. There's no point having a big tank full of diesel there if you're not using it, because it'll just collect moisture, end up getting crap, and then they'll try selling you some other fantastic bug killer or whatever it is, but just don't keep as much diesel and you won't have so much problem. Bleed it up. There's a little bleed nipple up there.
So you undo that one?
Undo that one.
Yeah.
You're going to get diesel everywhere, so if you want, chuck someone down to catch it if you can.
Yeah. So you'd undo that one and then
undo
pump
that
your
one,
pump.
prime that one, keep pushing that one until you see diesel coming out without any air bubbles in. So once
nice
you
clean stream of diesel.
That's it. Once you got diesel coming through without any air bubbles in, screwing back up, swing the little tractor over. You might be lucky and not have to undo the injector pipes. Swing it over. If you don't start, there's no smoke coming out the chimney.
So in other words, if there's smoke coming out the chimney, you've got diesel going into the engine.
You've got some diesel going in there. If that don't work, I'll crack off injector pipe, going down to the injector, and then either get somebody else to swing it over, or if you can see, if there's an older tractor or whatever, you can see that the pipe's not, get somebody else to swing it over. Keep your fingers away from the fans and all the rest of it. Just see that there's diesel coming out. And if there's diesel coming out, you should be good to go. But bear in mind, don't go sticking your fingers over the end of the hole to see if there's ort there, because you'll end up in hospital, probably in the graveyard, because that's like probably 2,500 psi, somewhere thereabout. Common rail will be higher. It'll inject straight into your bloodstream. If you're lucky, you'll get to the hospital. If not, well,
time to go.
Dig a pit. Basically, that's the general way of doing things.
You crack off each injector to make sure you've got...
One will probably be enough. Mm-hmm. If you got diesel coming through one, and you got, basically you're looking at the chimney to see if you got any smoke coming through.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can cheat. And if you wouldn't cheat and you wouldn't try it,
there's a term for you, eh?
Undo your air cleaner. You can buy all sorts of starting fluid and all the rest of it. Still undo, if your battery's a bit dead you swing it over slow, or it's cold weather. Onto your bleed nipple. Give a bit of starting fluid. Don't go mad with the job, because all you end up with is somebody in there with a little hammer trying to knock the piston to pieces. So just give them a little squirt, get somebody to swing it over, and then he'll start to pick up. Just keep him going, and you'll see whether the diesel's coming through. And then once he starts to pick up on the throttle, stop your squit, do up your bleed nipple, and away you go. But generally you can get away with it like that. But just don't go too mad with the flipping squirt. Otherwise you ain't going to do your poor old engine a lot of good.
But enough just to get it going.
Enough to get it going.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we done with this tractor last year when I was out tedding. Now I don't ever put too much diesel in tractors for the same reason Mike just said with regards to contamination and bits and pieces. Anyway, but I do run them probably a little bit lean. So we did run out diesel last year when I was haymaking. So I said to Mike, "Oh, come out and just give us a hand, start the tractor a minute." I was expecting him to have to crack off injectors and bleed pumps and all of that jazz, which he might well have had to. But again, all he done, come out with a brake cleaner, squirted a bit of brake cleaner in the thing while I turned the maneuver, and he started right up, and he pulled the diesel through absolutely fine. Got a hollow tank there, Michael.
Yeah. No point me getting on a light because I know there's nothing there.
I thought there was going to be a baby Michael come out of the tank then. That'd have been scary. Better put some diesel in first, Michael. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, so we just chucked in 4 gallon of diesel. This is where she's just going to start right up now, isn't it, and not cough at all, but I expect she will. Michael's just giving her a bit of heat. You're a little bit croaky. Did you stop her or did she stop?
Huh?
Did you stop her?
Yeah.
Oh, you did, that's right. There we are. So she did start back up again, but you can still sound she's very croaky, isn't she, Mike?
Give it a bit of time and to clear through. You've still got a little bit of hair or something.
Yeah, and replace that inline filter. Will help. But yeah, there we go. So hopefully you now know a little bit more how to bleed your tractor diesel or cheat with regards to a bit of cleaner. But so if you did run out of diesel, Mike,
yeah,
one question I'd have is, the tempting thing is to fill up with diesel and keep cranking on your engine until hopefully it starts.
Yeah, you end up with a flat battery, maybe a burned out starter.
So not the most advisable thing to do.
No, if you don't, you want to crank for a little bit and then give it a rest, or else your poor old starter is going to start cooking.
Yeah.
Because he ain't meant for continuous
running. No. So just in case you're wondering what was going on in the background, Suzanne's there bashing out a wall. I thought Molly was helping you.
She's only just gone in.
Ah.
She did get some out over here.
So this is an old shed that you've probably never seen on our channel before, but the previous owners actually lived in here for a while. Yeah, very exciting. And that was their shower. So we're just trying to make a bit more room for storage. Go on, you got it. Come on, girl. Go on, put your back into it. What are we about? And I got to live with that. There we go. Definitely not the one to get on the wrong side.
This one's really...
Because you've got tiles on the other side. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's go and see what else Mike's on in the workshop. So Mike, after the weekend of me tidying the workshop and making it all look pretty, everybody wanted to know what your reaction was going to be.
I hadn't noticed.
You didn't? I came in this morning and said, oh, it's a bit tidier in here. I didn't even notice. Admittedly, it hasn't been in here very long. Anyway, we've got this beautiful McConnell, 8 foot or 9 foot, Mike? 9 foot probably by the looks of it.
Yeah, I would probably go with, they got 8 on the
Oh, 8 is it? Yeah.
so I'll probably
8
go
foot
with that.
swing around topper, which I bought out of an auction. I think I paid 550 quid for it, I think. So, but structurally, it all looks pretty, it's all, a lot of iron left in it, Michael, isn't there?
Whether it's all in the right places or not.
Yeah, well, this is very true, exactly. And nice to see we still got some shafts in there, and hopefully the gearbox will turn, but yet to find out anything more about it. It's just landed in here, so once Mike sorted out the Sammy out there and got it in, because he wants to hitch us up just to see what's working and what's not. Obviously, we haven't actually got PTO shaft on it yet, but he wants to plug the hydraulics in and swing it around in bits and pieces so he can get that done. So we'll leave him to get on with that. Not a massively interesting video on this one, hence why we're not doing a full video on it. Got a bit of welding, bit of repair on the skids to do, sort out the PTO shaft, make sure everything works. And yeah, we should have got a good little topper there actually. I just imagine it's probably worth about 1700 quid once it's done, being that it's McConnell and it's swing around. So that'd be my guess roughly on the price, but I haven't done any research on it yet, so it could be different. But yeah, hopefully you learned a little bit from the Mike talking about diesel and how to prime it through and bleed it through and cheat as well. So, and I'm gonna feel a lot safer in here than I do in the shed where Suzanne's banging around with a hammer. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments of anything else you want to see Mike doing and how to do it in bits and pieces, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio, bye.